Hello and welcome back to Drumard Farm. Yeah, we are obviously back on Drumard. We are waiting on one header. Or I was gonna we're not really though. Oh, that is true. We have got that one, which is worth very little. So we could sort of. We've also got the baler. I think I repaired it. Let's order the one thing we said we could have, which is the flatbed. My own flatbed. Now then, I have been working on this. I'm trying to remember which one is the right one. It's a Mark 1, I think. No, that's the one I'm working on. I think that is the one. It is that one there. Fantastic. Let's grab that and we can grab the fence. I was going to say the French GT then. Oh, it does that thing where you jump in the wrong one. You don't even mean to. Oh, right. No, that can't have that. It's just... Now, I think the folding headers, these... So really, it's not too terrible a thing all my life. If we grab one of those, it's not too terribly wide. I don't think. It's not too awful. Yeah, it's not much wider than the... Oh, wow. It's a bit bad. Oh, it's collisions. Yeah, it's not too bad, I don't think. Although I've never really particularly liked following with a harvester. Anybody who's ever done so will know it's not particularly good. I thought it was about time we cleared the shop again and got some of this gear up, because by the time we get this lot back, it's just like seeing how much space have we got when we got this little lot back. I think we repaired almost everything. I'm not sure if one of the headers is... Probably not. No, that's good. No, I think we did. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. The yellow header. That was quite early on when we were trying to every penny count, I think. So I might take these in 2 runs. And I think being as it could take a while, I think we'll go into a time lapse. So that again, it is true. I've got to be honest, many a time I've not showed this, but I always sort of talk about chain of evidence and like showing everything. But if you're going to do that, I don't think it sometimes takes an hour to actually do this faffing around and grabbing everything and all that type of stuff. And, you know, you can have mishaps and like your team gets split and all that type of stuff. So all things considered, I think it's probably not... But no, it's only really the yellow one, isn't it? The other one can actually be... it can, but I don't know that we've got anybody... Well, I don't suppose the weeder is as important as the header. Actually, it could take its own. This is true, I'd forgotten. It's true, it can. If we can get out of here, as I said last session... I did leave it because they're not the easiest. I find them really awful. I mean, that's me reversing. How am I supposed to do this? And if I go forwards, it like resists me turning and pulls into things like that. It's just a nightmare of a scenario. In fact, do you know, I think it's probably better to actually grab it with the straps. Keep saying straps are so very necessary, I think, in the game at present, with all things being as they are. We have got... Yeah, that's true. We have also got the lorry. Can we... If we flip that around like so, it might not be too far off. I don't think that's going to be too far off. If we grab that with the straps... I think that's grabbed everything. I don't think that's too terrible. Right, okay, let's see if we can grab that. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare, isn't it, really? Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to split this in 2. Because it's going to be not terribly good. Right, so let's grab the other one first. Right, apologies. Every single time my phone rings, that my speaker goes, because it's a... No, that's advertising. I'm not going to do that. Let's grab that and Stick this on this trailer. And we'll take that and this. The trouble is, we could take this. It's only August. We might actually get the other one by... And then this is a little bit like... It's true. We could, however, thinking about this... We could... I think... I'm not sure we can lift it. I'm really not sure we can lift that. I think it can follow. It's still a vehicle. And it's... I don't think if you try to lift that, that's going to go... I don't think it can be done, even if you go low. But never say never. I always like to try these things. But I think my initial is... Yeah. I think I was right all along. So let's get this... And we will indeed... I think we repaired this as well. I think we were pretty much repaired everything. So I think we'll do it 2 at a time. And then there's 1 left over. So then, let's stick that on follow. Right, I'm going to say my words because it's true. It's going to take a while to do this twice. So I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Aren't they just cute? Not as cute as they were when they were really tiddlers, but they're certainly growing now. Amazing. Right, let's just stop I'm chuffed with this. Glad we've got this monster, and I'm glad we have got this weeder as well. And I know we've got the spray, but it really is so much like less long than the other one. It's much better designed for tight spaces, which I'd imagine quite a few countries are. Do love the other one, but the Elmer's, but it is sort of, it's a bit like the Brant roller. Now that's the same. The Brant really wobbles open a lot and it clashes into things and it opens and rolls. It's sort of really missing just a simple chain, whether it has in real life got that or not, but it really does. It would be an absolute menace in real life without some sort of chain to hold it together. So I suspect in real life it probably has got one, but I don't really know how close. Yeah, I'm not even bothering looking because I know it's going to be dragging into things. So we've sort of run out of space. I thought we would. I think when it Gordon Bennett, I don't know, I'll take a long time to pop. I think we're going to stick one of my long sheds, which is its speciality really, is this kind of thing where it goes across the back. So I think we can actually go for the biggie. Yeah, I'm going to redesign these as well. Obviously, part of BI is about doing things that are reasonable. It's going to be, yeah, so let's do it at the back. I've designed this on purpose so it can be placed deliberately close to other items. Again, it's done with this in mind. So if we stick that right close to the hedge... can we? Yeah, we can get past. It's weird when you look at it from above, but if you go like down, it's, you know, like you can go straight under it, and that's the beauty of it. It's a shelter more than a shed, but it's obviously got quite a large overhang. It can easily swallow up one of these. Not sure about the header. We're just like, yeah. I am going to change it because I was thinking I'd sort of, obviously BI sort of specialise in like reconditioned, and I thought, like, yeah, really, it's like specialist stone, that kind of stone. So I don't think it's suitable, and I agree. I totally agree that is like, well, just not. I mean, we've Gordon Bennett. I think we've pretty much got just about every sort of thing covered. I mean, we've got our harvesters are like they are small. The ones that we've not. I don't mean the normal harvesters. I mean the specialist, the sugar beet. But I like to show that because not every farm can afford a tiger or a panther or one of the other big manufacturers. So really, well, now this may, although I doubt it, it's in these narrow sheds. I might get one implemented. May do. Let's like not try to take out the. Yeah, it does say it's cheaty, but we never put it in. I'm not. I think it will go in there actually. I think it will. I like the fact we've been given shelves as well. That's really nice. Even though I've tried to train myself over the years with shelves and never succeeded. I think I did use it on Glenleithen sort of briefly. So we can fit one implement in there. So it's a one implement shed. Well, no, I suppose the tractor can go in here, at least for a little bit. So that is brilliant. Our crops are coming on nicely. And looking, yeah, definitely more advanced. So this field we're definitely keeping. I definitely think looking at the farm, it's, yeah, I suppose we can use this a little bit more. I would imagine it's, the shelves are everywhere. Yeah, Cavalier has been very generous. It does look like it would be a repair shed, but it's not really. I mean, it's not got a repair point or anything like that. That's, yeah, doing a cracking job. We've not really needed to, like, use this for a while because they've, like, been so well fed. 58, nearly 59,000 litres out of 60,000 litres, 94 out of 100,000 food, so we're not really doing terribly badly, and we're at sexual maturity 83%, so it's looking like they're actually, yeah, they're nearly out of puberty, so fantastic. So with that in mind, let's have a look. Let's have a look what crops we've got. and when we're actually going to do canola. That was what we needed to do. Plant the. Didn't I say? No, I didn't. That was what I was going to do. I was going to do the canola, but I got ray tracing on and things like that. That's what I did. So that's what we were going to do. And if I'd have remembered, I would have done that already. You will do, actually. Where did I leave? Let's grab you. I mean, it would sort of, I would imagine, have that job, really. I think it was back in the shed. Something sticking out the back. So I've gone too far in with something. So equipment-wise, I've got to be honest. It's not that one that's sticking out, though. It's the one of the rollers that we didn't use. I know. It's yeah, I'm still not, really. I'm sort of, something is amiss. Yeah, some sort of bug or something, right? We don't want long grain rice. We want canola. Are we going to do this ourselves? Yeah, because I can't really speed time while we're doing this because it's important. So do you know that the workers do faff around a bit? Let's go do that. Change the grass field into canola, which I think that will give us a fertilizer state as well. I still don't understand why fertilizer, although yeah, things do go wrong on the day release. They're coming on nicely, the sunflowers. Obviously we're not going to get a lot, but you don't need a lot of it. And remind me, what is that on there? Sugar beet. Yes, that is exactly right. So let's get this done so that we're sort of almost self-sufficient with feeding our pigs. I mean, you would, wouldn't you, really? Yeah, so that's going to be a much better entrance. This is the one that we had the concerns about because it's a bit... I don't think it'd be too bad, really. We might keep it. We shall see. And let's get this done. So I am going to go into... this is going to be a very brief time lapse. This shouldn't take too long, really, to get this done. But I don't want, like, to be taking forever. Or do we chat for a change? Can I concentrate when I'm not terribly well and chat at the same time? Probably not. Right. I'm going to say my words. Well, at least I'm honest. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and girls on the other side. Well, it's nice, a beautiful bit of kit, the NAM silo. Yeah, I'm well chuffed with that. I'd have that again. I think it's quite reasonable. I remember, again, I'm going to have to like strip a lot of my mods out. I've got 800 and something mods, and it really does slow the load time down. You go to a certain point, that actually pop. It did indeed, she did. Yeah, you get to a certain point and it just takes 5 minutes to load everything, so I really need to. But it's a beautiful, compact 12 meter. Definitely, again, not very wide either. I think it's quite inexpensive if I remember right, even brand spanking new. So I might sort of strip my rollers out and just go to, I've got, obviously the BI Industry one is very reasonable too. But it's a lot longer. This is sort of really compact, the way it folds back like that. Again, just a clever design and also inexpensive. So, I mean, like win-win, basically. Now, then there is a little bit of room back here still where we don't need to necessarily go too far. Ooh. Yeah, these are sort of my least favourite kind of shed in the world. They're the most, all of this type. How do we get into that shed there? Is it like one that we don't really have access to? Let's have a look. Yeah, because there's a side to that shed. Where do you get in there? Is it like, oh, it's the storage for the silos. Of course it is. My bad. So it is there. It's just you can't get to it, which is right, because it's your storage for your grain. I like these mysteries explained. I did notice that we were missing half of a shed, which means I am at least paying partial attention, which is, yeah, so that's that. Fantastic. Yeah, thoroughly recommend that. The NAM silo. Tiger. Let's have a look, actually. How much was it? I think even brand new. It's actually a really good roller. My favourite's got to be the, should show you rather than waffle, rollers. I do like the original, so yeah, 21,000 for a 12 metre. It makes even mine look dear at 27,777. I mean, mine's a 12.3. I love this. So Giants did release it in there. I thought it would have been modded by somebody else. But I love that, but it's just so expensive. It's sort of quadruple almost. Yeah, it is almost quadruple the sort of price of that. It's such a compact thing for such a monster, though. It really is. Form factor is not too bad. And not too long either. That's what I like. Whereas the monster that is the brand, it's a beautiful monster, but it really is humongous. It's so wide. It wobbles all over the place. I love using it, but it's not terribly British map friendly. Yeah, really, I think I ought to take the roll macro out. I love this one by BC Bueller as well. But to be honest, the NAM Silo even beats BC Bueller's, which is unusual. But I mean, yeah, it could be a reasonable brand, but it's a I think it represents the absolute best. So I think I could just leave mine and the NAM Silo and like take everything else. And that way I would always have decent sort of ones that are, yeah, really fantastic value as well. I mean, even brand spanking new. Right, so let's stick that away again. Have we? No, it was in the top shed. Yeah, I'm loving this. I am actually. I'm quite enjoying it. We still haven't got our pig transport sorted out though. We might have to lease, which is sort of makes a bit of a mockery of. Now remember, there's some potatoes in there. We can drop them in. Yeah, it does sort of make a bit of... But again, this is what I was saying. They are a bit... But we can lease. Yeah, I mean, we could have lost it. We could actually ask for another one in case we have lost it. It's not a bad idea. And then, of course, we'll get both drop in the same month. Probably. Let's just grab that... the Vadestad. It's sticking out the back a little bit. I thought I'd... that might actually do. That might actually do. I think that's good. It was just... I could see the tines sticking out of the back. Oh. I still can, but I don't think it's that. What is it? And what have we got that is sticking out of there? It is the... Oh, we've pushed it through, haven't we, with that? Or maybe... No, I think I just dropped it in the wrong place. Be difficult to get to. So, yeah, August, 3:30 in the afternoon. Oh, that's looking a little bit worse for wear, isn't it? It's a bit bumpy. Definitely a bit bumpy. Let's just soften that. Oh, missing store item. Right, we need to sort that out. Not this very minute, I might add. Why is that? Oh. Yeah, that's... We need to, like, go down a little. And down a little there. And I would say that's not too terrible, although now it looks like it's floating a little. It does. Let's try that again, shall we? And just put a little tiny bit of raise. That's the trouble with the raise and lower tool. It's always been a little bit vicious. You just feather it. I've always struggled. Yeah, that's not, and that's now that's floating as well. Which of course it always was, but I didn't notice. A little touch of soften. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. It'll just like, yeah, it's sort of okay-ish. Right, so the pigs are growing nicely. They'll be fully adults next month, so we shall see these little tiny porkers grow quite tremendously. So 512 euros, is that correct? Actually, it is. Yeah, it is. It's correct. So it did say that there was, so we've got corn, sunflowers, and we have sugar beet and canola for next year. So everything ready. Well, I might have to buy some canola like we did early, but at least we're sort of getting ready for... I mean, we've got no particular business as of yet, other than the pigs. But then this is some farmers' lives, so I do think it's true. Next year we ought to sort of think of like we need to do something. Yeah, what we're going to do is, yeah, a mystery to me at present. Right, so then let's pop down the store and see what is what. So we've only got the little Fent down here and the telehandler, of course, and the lorry. My bad, I forgot about the lorry. Nope, we're happy. Let's go through till about 6 o'clock and oh, fantastic. Could this be what we actually wanted, all what we've just been talking? In that, I've got to be honest, it's really quite amazing. I know it's a coincidence. I mean, I'm not a massive believer in coincidence, but oh my life, 70% off. So this is what we wanted. Yeah, 7,742 euros. Is that not amazing? Let's do a bit of buying and selling. What is this one? I don't recognize this one. It's a 6 meter. It's quite a wide 6 meter. Is this from the Highlands pack? The Proceed. Right, smash it. Well, yeah, we're stuck behind there. But yeah, it's probably better if we pull this forwards. And then we'll release the telehandler. And we'll leave a bit of space to get to that in just in case we get our header. We could stick the header still, even if it's got wheels on the back of that. It's not going to hurt. Let's get these sold. I was thinking earlier, do I stop buying and selling when I get to a certain stage? And I thought, well, if you did do this as a living, you know, like, when is enough? But as a content creator, I'm like thinking, it's not quite that simple. You know, the other thing is, well, where do you draw the line? You know, when do you say enough is enough? Because to me, it is what's brought in the dollar for the Let's Play. And if you did do this as your main living, which I've got to be honest, really, we have. So at what point do you like sort of think, oh, well, I'm going to give up my business now? Or what I mean is from a content creator's perspective, you're like thinking, yeah, well, I'm just, it's done its job. But like from a realism perspective, and the other thing is, I always say this with any Let's Play, you sort of do your best, and if you like sort of take your foot off the gas, it's sort of saying, yeah, I've done well, I've earned $1 million, I don't want to earn another one. You know, it's just like that. Would you do that? I don't mean, I'm not talking about greed, but what I mean is like, you just give up when you've made your first $1 million, or do you like carry on and like make another $1 million? I mean, maybe dedicate it to good causes. I mean, be altruistic. That's never a bad idea. So we've got the Flegel now. I think this is a little bit more like ready for the map, really. I do. I think this is definitely a little bit better than the Silver Line for the map. I've never seen such a tight turnaround. This is not liking this, actually. No, it's not. Is it badly? Oh, it is badly damaged. It could be that it's the damage that's causing it to hiccup. I mean, although the cost wasn't, but that's because it's a reasonable bit of kit all along. So, smashing. That means we finally got our... Yes, so we're going to, like, pick up animals and take, you know, like, literally take them to market like you would do in real life. So, let's go on till 12 o'clock. Let's put my light back on, because it's going to get dark very quickly. Right, smashing. So, yeah, I shall have to keep mentioning that we need blah, blah, blah. We're waiting on just the last header. It's true. Oh, my life, what is this? This is the Fent Vario show, and they're all the biggies. We definitely don't need another harvester. That's almost exactly the same price as the one before. Wow. Amazing. And let's grab those 2-2. 2-2. That's a 355. That's actually more powerful than ours. And is about the same, only we got options on ours. And the Vario E. Oh, isn't this the one that's really powerful? Oh, that's a 465. I think we will. And that's the one we're going to keep. So we're going to grab the other one. So it's got pinkish, yeah, fenders. Oh, I like that. Do I like them? I'm not sure that I do. They're a little bit, yeah, bit of a... All right, so let's... no, we'll wait till the morning. But it is true, we shall definitely... let's sell this one straight away. And I was going to wait till the morning, but it appears we're doing this right now. Let's get away for the good light. So yeah, we're going to grab ours, and we're going to have that one. We did sort of pay for a bit of additional... I think that's got the profit line in that, so... Oh, wow, that was a good markup, that was. Really good. Right, so let's go through till 9 o'clock in the morning. If we can, let's switch this super speed off in time. Not too terrible. Well, we also want to see if there are any weeds or anything like that. Because obviously we've done our... The sinus. I always think that's got a strange name. The sinus, really. Beautiful big plough by Agrita. It is amazing. Since Ridiculous Dominates, even I've had this on a couple of Let's Plays, and I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't mulch. It's quite amazing that how particular you get when you get used to something. Right, okay, so we'll grab the Sinus 2. Yeah, it sounds like a cold or something, right? And that 10 meter, 48,899. Now, as can manage the 9 meters, I'm sure I had this on a Let's Play. And I'm sure I had the original Massey, and it really didn't like it. Yeah, you wouldn't believe the heaviness of the big one. It really did make all the difference. So we want to be grabbing. Yeah, let's grab you. So we're sort of upgrading our fence. Too good a deal to be missed, really, I think. Yeah, this seems to grab almost every single time. The only time I've done it is if I've done something wrong. So it really is quite amazing that I'm absolutely stupendously nicely surprised by the Chris S and Riley S one. Even though I really did fall in love with the NASA one, I've got to be honest, I have been converted. I have, definitely. It's definitely one of choice now. Yeah, if I'm in the wrong place, it won't do it, and that's down to me. I've never had it miss yet, unless it's been that I've aimed it wrong or been in the wrong place. So yeah, I'm trying. I mean, I did notice in the time lapse, I was watching the time lapse, but I thought, yeah, but you did sort of minimise it. You know, like it sort of was quick, and I think that's why I really, if I'm going to do a lot of this, I like to time lapse it because it's. I mean, there's some it's quite obviously. Yeah, I'm getting better at the loading and unloading, and I don't mean that there's still the odd clash where you make a mistake, because of course it's true, but a lot of the lifting and that, ooh, and things like that, when you get it in the right place, I'm doing that quite a lot. So fantastic. Let's grab the veneer. The only thing that I do get a little bit confused, especially at the minute while I'm not at my best, get a bit confused. Did I look at the sales at 12 o'clock or did I look at 9 o'clock? It's one of those sort of things. It's sort of you're doing it all the time. Yeah, no, we did do it. It's all right then. So let's go grab the fence, our fence, and let's cash that in. And we've settled for a much bigger one that costs somebody else money to upgrade. So definitely a win-win situation. Fantastic. So the icing on the cake. Let's go grab our fence. Beautiful thing that it is. I'm glad we've got that as well. I'm really very nice. Yeah, now there are some things that go with the Agriflex. I did notice. I think we left it in the... it is in there, I'm sure. We left it in here, I'm sure we did. No, we left it in another shed, though. We did, I remember. Was it in the first shed? At least we put it in the shed. No, we did leave a tractor in the shed, but not that one. I think we left it around the new shed. I'm sure we did. Now, we have left that out. No, we... oh, it's there we are. So, Red Roof Fence, it is with great regrets that we are parting our ways. Yeah. But it's not really with great regret, because we've got a good sized engine. So, an upgrade, really. There would have been a time I probably would have kept both. But I've got to be honest, I think the team's doing quite well now. For the size of the farm, I think if anything, we've probably got more than enough tractors. So, is there anything in September of our stuff? I think it'll be October morning. Let's have a look, shall we? And also pigs. Have we forgotten our chargers? I would like to look at them. Yeah, because you can see by the picture, they're a lot bigger. And the water's still trickling. I've got to be honest. These pigs are such a departure. Anybody who did pigs in FS19, you needed an absolute... They used to absolutely devour food like it was gone out of fashion. And pig food has always been expensive. I mean, even if you did it yourself, you just... forever feeding them for very little gain. Now, I've got to be honest, FS22 and 25 both address that, and they are so much better. I mean, I think it's the bad memory of FS19 that always... I always sort of still think, oh, pigs, because of the bad memory I had on FS19, because it was such... I remember one farm I thought, oh, let's do pigs for a change, and I remember like thinking, oh my life, how do I make profit on these pigs? I mean, they breed tremendously well, that's definitely true, but apart from that, they still absolutely used to devour you out of house and home, so... Right. I feel like the balance on this is right. I'm not worrying about... I'm trying to be the farmer that we're supposed to be, and I'm not really worried that much about productions. I know we've got to make... I mean, to be honest, some pig farmers just make profit off pigs, so I'm just sort of seeing with our sideline of like selling things and the pigs, is it enough? I do think I need another business. Obviously, Farming Simulator is also production, so yeah, so it is with great regret that we sort of say goodbye. Now, we could keep you as well, but I'm really waiting to do some fields. So this should be worth quite a bit of cash, because it's not... Ooh. It's definitely devalued a little, hasn't it? Is that because we've used it? Or have we had it over a year? It's still good. It's still good. It is. I'm not being nasty, but it's... When you consider the price of the upgrade of the engine of this one, what it would have cost us to actually do that, it still is about alright. Yeah, so we're up to 566,000, and we have a bigger engine vent with very unique front fenders, as the Americans call them, or wheel arches, mud guards, I would call that. I knew it. I've not said the word for a long time, and I was thinking, I know what that's called. No, it's not that. Oh, field 255. That's not us, is it? No, I don't think so. We're like 20s and like, yeah, small numbers. So, there is. There's a 252, 253, 254. Where's 255? 248, 245. 250, 251, 253, 254, 243. I cannot for the life of me see I can't see that number anywhere on the map at all. Maybe it's like one that's off the map. I've no idea. It's definitely different. Right, let's go and see the pigs. Yeah, and the other thing is obviously like the cost of buying the pigs, that type of thing. I'd just like to see. Yeah, we're 249. Yeah, the actual farmyard. So let's go and have a look at our pigs, which are now, in that last month, have put on so much weight. They are definitely not little anymore. Amazing. So, how much value do you get for pigs of this size? Let's have a look, shall we? 93,000 out of 100. Still brilliant. I'm going to say they're very little, really no trouble at all. Now, somewhere around here. That's it. I did it without actually switching the zone markers on. So really what we've got... yeah, we need to be going down. So there were 700, and obviously, as we just saw, we paid 200 for them. So we would make 500 euros per head. That's not bad, really, when you consider how much over a year. And the food, I mean, feeding-wise, they've been absolutely brilliant. But obviously, I think it would be far better to get them up to 6 months, get these ones to give birth. That tap is a fairly hefty tap. It's only when you put it in context like that you realise how big a tap it is. But it's more like a tap with a standpipe, isn't it? Not like a traditional tiny tap. Right, so then, offspring in 3 months. So really, I was going to say, when they give birth, they won't quite fill the enclosure. I think what we'll do then is we'll let them give birth, and then we will, the ones that they give birth to, we will grow them up to 6 months, and then they'll give birth, and we'll just always get rid of the adults of the time before once they've given birth. On the month that they give birth and the younglings come in, I think what we'll do is we'll take to market the adults, because they will be, well, we also ought to be looking at, like, because you would get good at this on, like, knowing that obviously the game sort of does it for you, but it is true in real life. Obviously my family used to be pig farmers, I've got to be honest, so this is not something, but I was only little, so yeah, it's not something that so if we look at, there were 700, we'd have to see when they like get into 9 months if they actually go up much. And also you would really like to keep perhaps one to observe the best possible price, because that's the type of thing you do if you're a pig farmer, let's be honest. Right, so it's 9:45 in the morning, our animals are happy, and we have done our shop business, so let's go through till, yeah, dinner time really. And we want to be no, we didn't. Let's just go to dinner, and then we're going to check, like, ooh, that bush is, ooh. Why was the bush moving like that? It's true. It was, oh, it could be deer or something, couldn't it? I never thought. Brilliant. So we've got our other header. Fantastic. We'll sell the other one, and I know we're only going to get peanuts for it. So fantastic. About half price, approximately. And the air boom applicator. This is a strange one, the Salford. I'm really not sure I ever particularly am bothered about owning it, even though it's a bit of a whopper. It is. Again, the fact that it doesn't do liming as well always puts me off any of those type. I'm not a massive fan of any of those that just do that. I love the dual purpose ones, personally. Right, so let's pop over there. Yeah, what I really would like to, though, while we are right here, let's just see, how are we looking for... Oh, field 10 does have weeds. It didn't say it needed weeding. Right, so we need to set a sprayer going. Now it's, like, stopped. No, we're all good. It's just the rolling, which we, unfortunately, we missed the boat on that. We can't really do anything. So we do need to set the sprayer going on 10, even though it didn't say weeds were growing. So we want, I believe, the case, which is actually already in there, as we saw a few minutes ago. Why is that? Okay, we're right near it. Let's, like, not bother to... Yeah, let's just grab it. Set this going, and then... we've gone through the window, which sort of like breaks immersion somewhat. It does a little, I must admit. Right, fantastic. We really did not, 2% we used on that. So I believe we need to go right down to the road. This really is a liquid. It does hold liquids, not just herbicide. Like, yeah, you can use it as a mini water tank if you really wanted, which I quite like. I've never used it. It's true, I've never used it for that, but it can be used for that, really. Which I suppose is not a bad thing now with the... I think the water's been added for the spraying automatically. Does that put fires out? I bet it does. That's probably, you know, one of its main... things. So let's set this going with a standard worker, and then we're going to carry on looking at our fields, because that's what we were doing when we realized we're really, really weedy. So weeds, everything's double fertilized now. Oh, that isn't. So it looks like fertilized once is not. Have I removed it? I don't think so. Yeah, it's only 50% fertilized, so we really need to be getting the fertilizer out as well. But that also would be the same tractor. It's the only one we have actually got narrows for. So, you know, yeah, we're not going to be... We have another tractor, and that is its speciality. We really could, all things considered, do two things. We could, it's true. Let's come down the shop. Let's grab that header. Oh, well, that's true. We did have a bit of selling to do, didn't we? So let's grab this. Yeah, we've got... How do we get past that? Not very easily. Right, so let's get this done. That's there. Right. Now we are sticking this on the trailer. Not sure we want to be doing it this way though. We really need to be grabbing it from the other side, I would say. So that the tail sticks off the end. I think we'll have to repair it at our place. Yes, the only thing with articulated tractors is the fact the flick that it does. It's sort of like knowing where that's going to go is a bit of an art form that I haven't quite mastered yet. I quite frequently smack things with it because I can't quite... Again, I sort of just get better with them, and then like I stop using articulators for a little while, and then I go rusty again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Oh, we're tackling it, yeah. Now, if we're clever, we like reverse and like pretty much get the Macton right down this end onto this. Although it won't completely do it, it's not going to be far off. I keep thinking I've got to it, and then I haven't. Why am I not moving? Not sure if that's going to drag into the road. Yeah, not sure about that. Right, anyway, right, so we need to grab this header, which we're not going to get very much for. I think it's probably even over a year old, so this we're going to lose a bit of cash, but at least we'll get something back for it. And it was a backup plan, to be honest. I mean, we've now got we've upgraded. So again, I mean, this is a really nice place to be. He says as he whacks the new fence, puts a dint in it. It's a nice place to be when you're actually working on your upgrades on the farm, really. I think we're just over like 2 years now, as in like this is our... Oh, we didn't lose too much, actually. Wow. Very nice. Let's grab the Salford. And also sell the harvester where most of our money's tied up. Is it our lights that are on, or is it the fence? Must be the fence. Or is that the sun? I think it's the fence lights. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's true. I'm really not sure about the Salford at all. I suppose if I was doing this... yeah, I think it's the hitch. I think the unihitch sometimes doesn't particularly like certain things. Oh, wow. It's also a little bit pricey. It is just a tad. Wow, this is... Why is it skipping like that? Is it because did I not let go of the thing? Maybe it could be something like that. Yeah, if you still just sell something and you've got hold of it, it still does that thing where it thinks it's still got the weight. It could be that, I suppose. It's certainly skipping and dancing a bit. So, sort of, when you consider we bought the header as well, all things considered, that's not too terrible. Right, I would imagine we run this. We shall see if that's going to cause us any issues. I'm not sure how this is going to be, whether this was a good idea or not. I was just thinking this could fertilise. Oh, it does need narrows putting on though, so we do need to get those. Or we suppose the case is probably about ready, because we don't really need this front box just for that little field. That's why I was a bit unsure as to whether we get the Xylon at my specialist or not, but I do like to have it. I do get used to. It sort of takes me back to FS19, this does, because I always used to have the Fendt GT. It was my go-to for this kind of job. I used to use it frequently for like doing fertiliser contracts on Lone Oak and things like that. It was a real beaut. Obviously, it's a bit slow. It was a 19-mile-an-hour tractor, but there were quite a few slow ones on FS19. And I think the top... did we have any top speeds higher than 30, 31? Did we have the Fendt 40? Well, we still had fast tracks, didn't we? So, maybe. But I think one of the JCBs was quite... it was the old, really, a bit like the Highlands one that we've got now, only an older version. It was really terrible at steering. I remember that very well. I was like, oh my life, I really don't... It was one of those tractors I thought, I'm not sure I want this tractor. It's so bad. It was like certain of the older John Deeres. They're not all terrible, but some of them are a little bit, a bit ropey, should we say. And then, of course, there are some... I mean, yeah, the cases, I would say, oh, the 7250 that I sort of love, it too is not really fantastic. It's not a brilliant steerer, really, all things considered. Oh, yeah, like, let's just poke your eye out. Wow, this was really weedy, wasn't it? Alright, so we need to be... There's a few bad patches, as there tend to be, where damage has been done. I mean, I've got to be honest, I do think... I did say this a while back. I do think, seriously, that it's gone too far the other way. So, let's have a look. Isn't this the one we need to fertilise as well? Yeah, 50%. So let's grab the fertiliser. The deers are running. Yeah, true. I was going to say, what are you going to... But I am, really. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. We've got taken the two of them as one. It is true. Follow me. Oh, people often go on about how... Ooh. Why are we like... I think we've gone into the... we need to like come left. Ooh, okay. Right, okay. This is now annoying. What have we done? I did say this. Did say it would not necessarily. I think what we're going to need to do is de-strap it, and then it will like drag it a little. Or maybe a lot. Like completely. Well, it's stuck. I knew it was going to cause issues. I love the Drapers, but I don't. Yeah, I don't remember them being this much of a pain in FS22 though. It's like they've got longer tails, and I really don't like it. They cause absolute. Yeah, they're always a nightmare. The amount of times I've like thought, oh, why did I have this? Why did I not? Yeah, I've got to be honest. I think I prefer having them on the actual trailer. All things considered. Right, what did I just see then? Yeah, no, you didn't see golden balls. You see the golden plants, I think. Right, so how are we going to... We're going to need a telehandler, aren't we? We need to... So we need to somehow go down there and drop that. We need to go grab that. And then tomorrow morning, I suspect that most of our crops will be ready, which will be nice. Now then, can we... I think we're going to need to lift this. Sort of, that's it. That's it. It was the draper bit. I don't know how we're going to get past. This is true, actually. Can we... I think we're just going to have to, like, reverse. It's not liking that very much. No, it's not. It's really not liking that. That's not really helping. No, that's not going to work. As much as I know what I'm trying to do, it's not going to work. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, no, we might just be able to squeeze past. Maybe. Yeah, the hedge, I think we could, like, rustle past the leaves and actually do that. I think that might actually work, only I'm not sure. Let's pull you back a little, because you're a little bit in the way. And this is, but it's true to life. Things like this do happen. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it's true. Like, things are, like, not always clean cut. Now, can we, like, nudge that into the middle? So that drops like that. And then I think we'll, like, do a turn in the road. But it is true, it seems well too long. It always causes grief. I've never, ever, like, taken it out for a spin and thought, it just seems so much longer than the FS25 ones. It's like an accident waiting to happen. It always, like, boings into something. Okay, you don't get much of a more wider space than that, really. You're not going to get much further, mate. You really... Well, if you wish to do that, but we're going to have to turn traffic off, because, like, now you've caused an issue, and in real life, you would... Would you do that? Maybe? There are some, like, drivers who are, like, wallies like that. Yeah, well, we can't manage with it like that. And it waits for you to come in the menu. It really does, actually. That's true. So traffic off, because you're not going to reverse for us. And this is what I'm saying. Even this is not... It's not ideal, because it is so long. It's so resistant to turning. And it's then going to crash that straight into the fence. Exactly as we just explained. And it causes absolute mayhem. Wherever it goes, it's a nightmare. It is. It's true. There's just no other way to sort of... I've yet to have a happy time with this. Right, let's just shift you. And we need to grab you as well. So let's just get this off the road, because after all said and done, it is a bit of a menace. A lot of a menace, actually. So we need to go very wide, or else it's still going to cause issues. Right, let's grab that. Let's swap accoutrements and, like, grab the fertilizer spreader, I think. And we shall see if it's feeling kind to me today, and it's going to say that it's okay and happy for me to fertilize, or whether it's going to go, it's in the wrong position, like it normally does. Frequently does. Almost normally. That's not too far out. It's a real pain. For saying... Yeah, I just don't understand why it suddenly starts to do it. I mean, the trouble is, with updates, yeah, it could be something like that. We really ought, because we could get another implement in to stick these two together, because they are, after all, a working team of equipment. So, it does make sense. We could grab at least one more implement in here. Because you'd have to be clever, wouldn't you? I mean, I suppose it is true. I mean, some farmers may be used to grabbing things in and out, but you can waste hours of your life that you're never going to get back if you're like faffing around, dragging things in, dragging things. Are they real bales? I mean, are they like... where did we stick our spreader? That is true. Oh, that's how we stuck it. Now we've got to get the header out, so we can't even set this going because it's in the way. Oh, yeah, it's a bit... Yeah, we could really do the weight. Can just about manage it, literally just about. Right, now then, let's... No, the fence not got narrows yet. So, let's grab that out the road. So, we've got all of our headers. All of our harvesters. 2 harvesters. I mean, as well, we've got a little tiny harvest of the sugar beet. That's probably the job we need to set going next session first. Is the sugar beet harvester. I would imagine ooh, what's the numbers about? 987... 65432. Sort of a depth gauge or something, maybe. Now this is where we need to go to the very top of our... Now I'm not sure that this is going to like turning to the left. We need to like pull wide and then immediately left. We won't get through there, I don't think either. It's a little bit thicker than this though. Oh. I still suspect that no matter how tight I go to the right, this is going to, like, give me grief. And bearing in mind, it is only a 12 metre. Yeah, if you imagine this as the 16, ooh, it heard you. It heard what you said and thought, no, I'm going to prove you for once. I'm going to behave myself. It did. I concur. That's exactly what happened. I mean, there is a bit of a knack to sort of driving things like this. I did think about this as well. I thought I might put a production silo and like put it inside. There is a button though to do it, to do the hidden. I thought it was, because H is the thing we hide with. I thought it was like... is it control? I've tried all this before. Control Alt H, Control Shift H, Alt and Shift. Oh no, that's that. Okay, I lost. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. No, it's tough. So we could stick this sort of right next door to that one. Well, they are 13 metres actually, aren't they? Not 12, thinking about it. Right, now then, I think we're going to do this ourselves, because otherwise it may take a while. So, for the last time this session, we're going to go into a little brief time-lapse, and we're going to get that last job done. And then next session, we're going to go through to October, and I would say we're going to do the harvest. I would say that I would have liked to have got us to there, but we've had a bit too much excitement where things didn't quite work to plan. So, no, I'm doing it myself now. Yeah, I don't care whether the worker could or could not. I do care about indicating in case someone was behind me. We're a little bit close to the... I can't see us actually doing anything. I can see the shadow though. We're a little bit close to the edge of the fields. I'm sure we're better than this normally. No, it is working. It's hard to see. There's certain crops. Sorghum is one of the worst I find for like. You just haven't got a clue what you're doing with sorghum at all. It like hurts your eyes. It's a really bright sort of green that hurts your eyes. In its younger sort of state, yeah, fantastic. So all present and correct. Everything double fertilized. Obviously, this is for next year for our canola field, and it yeah. I don't think we're going to be as. I think it just looked tight from a certain angle. So we may well keep these as well as having those ones over there. And I do think we probably will. Like, join them together. I think sunflowers are one of the worst yields of the things we need to do. So, I'm trying to think. Yeah, corn's a good one. A good yield to corn. We could say, but we've got to do barley, haven't we, as well? Which, again, we would be... Well, we can turn around quickly. Yeah, we can. Ooh, not without a plough. Especially not for that. So, right, let's stick this away. And there is room here now. Oh, pigs are wish to be heard. Fantastic. Right, so I think that's not a bad place to leave it. Yeah, 554,571 euros. Our pigs are coming on nicely, and each head that we sell of those would be 500 euros. So that would be, by my reckoning, 18,000. Now, bearing in mind, they haven't cost us an awful lot to feed. A few thousand that we've obviously bought some in from a very reasonable contact at BI Industries that sold us them at a really good price. But even if we had paid full price, it still would have been a viable business. Obviously, I don't know how. If you were just relying on the one thing of just pigs, you'd have to go bigger. You would. There's no denying this fact that this we would. If you were a pig farmer with this kind of scale, you'd need another business. You couldn't make ends meet. I'm wondering, do we go to like sheep? Ooh, just a livestock farmer who's feeding his animals. That's not a terribly bad idea. Is there any of our fields? We could make this one into a sheep like field, really. I think that'd be perfect. I suppose if you're doing sheep, though, the big field, like that we said was a no-no, you could do something on that. Because, like, you only need to get a tractor through it. So if you were harvesting, that you'd have major issues. And I think our little harvesters would actually not too terribly get through that. It's because it stunts, it turns back on itself. It really is quite a vicious turn. It's almost a V, so it's really nasty. So I'm not sure the 12-13 meter header would actually do this. We might, the folding header, again, I suppose you could do your corn or sunflowers and rotate those two different types of crop in this field because of that very fact, the fact that you've got, and it is the type of thing farmers do have to consider. What I'm trying to say is tight gates and tight turns, and like what header they've got that will do that, and might have to have a small header specifically to get through a gateway for a particular field, because that's just the way. Or in real life, I would rip the fence out. I would take one section back to make this a completely different entry, which is something that has always been a bugbear around, which is one thing I love about Cavalier Roy's normal fences that he does. I mean, the fences on places that JM Gaming usually includes fences that you can take them out, but Giants have made it. You tend to take an entire section out now, which is really terrible. I did much prefer, even if it takes forever, to take one section at a time rather than like an entire side until it turns. It's just a nightmare. Some of these simplifications we've got in the game are like oversimplified. Look, some of the texturing on this is quite amazing. Right, anyway, yes, I've waffled enough. All that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.